When I say sex is not bad, then it is because it is the system created by the nature for procreation. It is a system through which every baby is going to be born, right? And the mother and the father kind of behave like a god, although unknowingly they don't know the whole process, but yet they are bringing a new human being. It cannot be called ugly or bad or sinful. And especially the Hindu religion is one religion where it is absolutely not considered that it is something impure. It was always respected. See, in South India, when the girl menstruates for the first time, it is a big occasion of festivity. They have a huge function. They call relatives that now our daughter has entered into the stage of puberty. Now she's like a mother goddess. Soon, one day, she would be Srajan Karta. She would be creating something. So she is worshipped. In South India, in families, even today they do it. I haven't seen this thing anywhere, and I've traveled world and I have seen world, but I haven't seen any place where a girl is not just congratulated, but normally the girls would hide it, the family would hide it, and it's just a hush-hush thing that now she is going through her periods. She doesn't know that something like this is going to happen, and most of the girls, what was that? And they get scared of all the blood oozing out, and she might talk one day to her friend, or something bad is happening to me, I am sick or that. And here, this one type of families, in that families girls know, and that day is awaited, and when it happens, the family celebrates. So it's a journey of a girl to becoming a woman now. So it's a very important journey which has started. It is not sex which is bad. It is the approach, the way it is being used. I would say the animalistic sexuality is bad. Sex is not bad. Because if I say sex is bad, then my very birth becomes impure. Right? And my parents become sinners. But they are not. They had me, right? And through me, the hundreds and thousands of people are today learning and growing and evolving, and it all started with that one natural copulation. How can that be bad? But again, the man and the animal are different in one way, and that is humans have brain and animals have very small brain. But this very brain has been misused in such a way that the different ideas, different twisted ideas are created around certain things. And that's how it is getting the bad color. See, in Hindu, when religion, when a couple is married, what are they called? Vishnu and Lakshmi. Now a man is a Vishnu and a woman is a Lakshmi. Meaning now you are like a personification of Vishnu and Lakshmi. And that's why they are at that time worshipped. They are kind of done a pranam, and they are garlanded, and they are being, anointed with the chandan and the akshat and all that. So they are representing the creativity and the procreation which is going to happen through them. And all the elders and the wise people are the family and the friends, and they are there to give their blessings and give their good wishes, because here there is a chance that they might give birth to a great yogi, a great mahatma, a great scholar, because the seed tells how the fruit would be. So the man and the woman both were supposedly to be trained to become a better human being. And then when they would get married, then all the good wishes were that may you be blessed by a spirited child. In Hindu religion, the Shiva Shakti is considered to be the ideal couple, where the Shiva is the sign of power, integrity, consciousness, and Durga is the sign of love, giving, sharing, tapasya, austerities, and great intelligence. So a combination of these two together becomes a role model. It's a very impossible task, but yet this is what is, I would believe, should inspire for a woman to walk on the path of Durga, and for a male to be like a Shiva. And then Shiva Shakti, they were always together. And actually that's the reason, because Shakti met Shiva, died, and like this it happened 5-6 times, and finally they were one in unison and never separated. Actually, Shakti is sign of nature, and Shiva is the sign of the abstract substratum Brahma. So they go together. They are never separate from one another and cannot be separated. When it comes to a human life, again there are two genders. Why? A male has some positive qualities and a woman has some positive qualities. Men might have some negativities. A woman would have some negativities. So negative and positive would not only attract one another, but would also charge one another. Charge, I'm saying. The problem is this: if you see marriage as a license to have sex, then yes, a youngster can say, why should I have this license when I can have sex every night with the new person? Why should I be stuck with one only? But end of the day, sex isn't going to satisfy you. If somebody has any doubt, then please talk to some hippie who has lived the life of a hippie. They will tell you that for 10-20 years they had multiple sex partners and they get still frustrated. Then they had to use drugs to calm their mind. It didn't work, and then they all ended up with Indian gurus. Either joining ISKCON, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, and some joined Mahesh Yogi, some went to Osho, and some went to ABCD, all types of gurus. And that's the place where they finally learned that life is not all about bhoga, life is about yoga. Life is not just about gratification of the senses. Being a human, our mind is always looking for something higher, better, and that isn't going to come with satisfying the physical needs. With every physical needs, you can't just cut your mind away from that. So a body can provide another body sex, but what about affection? What about bonding? What about being needed? One can, yes, be without a marriage and have sex and even have babies and make a house, and if you make money then you can run it everything. But the thing is, the human mind requires male to female attention. It's just like the electricity wire, negative and the positive go together. They gel together. They work together. They are paired together. Sometimes when the youth sees the failed marriages of their own parents, and they see that this is the bad example, then they don't want to go into that. But maybe they don't have an ideal marriage example in front of them. Maybe they have seen their mother getting exploited and father was abusive. Various reasons. On the top, today's generation is lacking tolerance and is in a great hurry and have a huge temper and is egoistic. So marriage, as marriage should be, where say if one person is getting hyper, the other person allows the person to be hyper, because soon you will cool down and then I'll sit and talk to you, not now. You love the person so much so that you allow that anger to come like a flood and wait for that water to subside and then talk. Right? And then you discuss. A marriage which doesn't has a dialogue is not a marriage. A marriage where there is no mutual trust, faith is not a marriage. So one should really understand what marriage is before deciding whether I want to go for it or I don't want to go for it. Problem is, either you have example of Bollywood idealistic marriages which don't exist, or you have abusive, bad, fighting marriages which you see more, and then a person gets upset, this is a fairy tale, won't happen, this is what I don't want, so I don't want marriage at all and I'll rather go solo. Seems convenient. Yeah, it seems convenient and seems economical also. You don't have to give away your hard-earned money to somebody. And you have your own shopping bill which is long list. So if you are going to put away to your money for other people's needs, oh no. So it's not the marriage, they're just creating an excuse. They don't want to give, they don't want to share, right? When I say being human, human wants a companionship. Yes, a girl can be a companion to a girl and a boy can be a companion to but again, the negative and the positivity of their body and their mind and their hormones and their brain system. See, the female brain is little bigger and the male brain is little smaller. This has been proven by medical science. The hormone system is different in male and in female. And that's what actually works very well. That is actually very well for a human being to have a complete satiated life. If wants to get, it has been seen that like children in, say, orphanage, they get food, they get clothing, they get education. I know about some orphanages where they provide a female whom they call mother. A group of 5-10 kids are with one woman. They all call her mother. They had everything possible externally, house also, and yet they lack in their personality. Yet they lack in creating relationship with other people. Why? Because that two figures, the father and the mother, the two figures, when they gel with one another, and yes, they would have differences because this is what male and female are, different from one another, and this is actually what is complementing also. So a marriage which is coming out of wisdom would be a great marriage. A marriage coming out of just tradition would be really bad marriage, so be away from that. I won't say go for a blind plunge if you don't know where you are taking your dive. Better know it. What is difference in between arranged marriage and love marriage? In arranged marriage, the family and friend pick you up and put you in front of a cobra. Yeah, right? In love marriage, you yourself go to the cobra and say, bite me, hug me. That's what marriage. Because it is foolish. Because people don't pay attention. People don't understand the need of life. The objective of human life is not just to get married and give birth to changumangu, some children, and make money in the house. The objective of human life is to know the Sanatan truths. To do that, you need to have a very intelligent mind and brain set, and you have to have a partner who is that intelligent, and then together you not only live supporting one another in your spiritual and intellectual development, because to do this, one has to have right abilities. And to have right abilities, one needs right training. And to have right training, one needs good teacher. And when I say teacher, I mean Amar Sant Mahatma, they are all good teachers. So become a better human being. And you can become a better human being when you have some discipline in your life. Problem is this. Today, why marriage? Because it is expected to get married. To whom to get married? Girl should look good. This should be the vitals. This should be the color. Gori chitti chahiye. Right? Male, lamba ucha chahiye, paise hone chahiye, car honi chahiye, makan hona chahiye. Right? And dekhne mein theek thaak hona chahiye. So they have a look on a girl, have a look on a boy, have 2-3 dates, coffee dates. Okay, all set. Families like it, the same caste. It's a big issue. Same caste, same language. Okay, done. Get married. What about emotional compatibility? Nobody checks. What about thinking compatibilities? Are they compatible to one another? Do they have same likings? Do they have same interest? The wife wants to go to west and husband wants to go north. How would they gel together? They are going to fight. That marriage is meant to be doomed. It is going to fail. So, right reasons, right training for it should be done. And why it is called a part of religion? Because it helps us to move on the path where the ultimate goal is attaining divinity, knowing the truth, removing the avidya, tamasoma, jyotirgamya, to have that jyoti in our life. So that is why marriage is sanctified as a religious thing, not just a social thing, not just a biological thing. It is something, it is I believe in Hindu fold, even in the Sikh fold, it is considered to be a very religious thing. Why? Maybe it helps you to experience worldly colors, and it helps you to experience emotional rises and falls. It gives you experiences of attachments and possessions and earning money and power and prestige and getting all clawed up, and then working on detaching yourself from everything and then moving for your spiritual advancement. If this is not happening, this spiritual thing is not happening, then marriage is just a license to have sex with another person every night. That's it. Then you can have it this way or that way, or you might not even have even this and be a freelancer and have as many as you want without any responsibilities. Today youth doesn't want to take responsibility of the other person. That's why either they opt not to get married. Two, if they get married, they don't want to procreate. Again, you have to carry the load. You have to be giving. You have to be sharing. You have to work for somebody else and to share the responsibilities of somebody else. So in a way, it is a small-hearted, small-minded decision. So putting your mental disabilities on the side and just condemning marriage is not correct. Is absolutely not correct. So one should know that even if you do not agree what I am saying, that life is for attainment of Lord, even then, if you just function on a human plane, so from a societal point of view, we need to have people having good personalities, having patience, having intelligence, compassion, kindness, servitude in them, so that they create the beauty of being human around and not mess with fights and abuse and cases against one another, and it's all filth then, it's all rubbish. It is rubbish then. It can be, marriage can be easily this rubbish, and marriage can be religious also. Question is, who are you? That's what you are going to do. Like in this room is a nice room, but if you give this to a careless person, will bring all the garbage here and put untidy dirty clothes here and there, and maybe break the chandelier and break the pots and breaks the glasses and soils the curtains. But you give this room to an intelligent person maybe would sort it out in a much more better way, maybe will decorate it more, making it more greener, making it more beautiful. So marriage is like an empty room. If you are a dirty person, your marriage is dirty, will break. If you are a good person, your marriage will be good. I hope if you have open eyes, you will not end up kissing a cobra. You will be going to an intelligent person, and then when two intelligent people join their hands together, this is what marriage is for me. And if it is added with the ingredient of spirituality, my God, wonderful. I was just talking to a gentleman who came from London. His younger son had a love marriage, and in 8 months they have divorced. He was saying we had spent £50,000 on the party and all the various functions, and now my £50,000 have gone the drain because they have divorced. And now they are pressuring their son to get married again. I said, just a small suggestion. This time, don't throw a party. Don't throw a party. You know, why did you do? Now, in this case, they had a love marriage. It was not an arranged one. They were not under a pressure. He chose a girl from a very different language speaking and different background, and yet it didn't work. So putting the blame on the parents that they had pressurized them to marry somebody who was not of their wavelength. My God, you have a spine and you have a tongue. Use that at that time. Say it no. Why can't you say no? After wasting £50,000 or whatever currency, and then coming to a point and saying, no, it isn't working and I'm going to give divorce, better speak up first. And the elders, I believe, should understand this. They left country, India, to be in a foreign country. They adopted that country. Their children have gone to those schools and have played and had made friends with other religion or non-religion or the natives of that country. So they are going to learn the ways of that country. And if they don't give any sanctity to marriage, this is what your children are going to learn. You might, bang your heads that we are Hindu, and this is what we are. But your child is for good 8 hours every day out, school, college, work, is working with them, will learn from them. They are their friends. They will get inspiration from them. You are putting them into a turmoil. So if you choose to do something now, I'm talking about the parents, about the children's marriage thing, you need to discuss it with them. What do they want? Does they want to get married with a local? Do they want to get married to a foreigner? Or do they want to get an arranged marriage done? These options should be discussed. This is what a family should be. It is not like a dictatorship. Do this, and you do it, and then you say, I break the marriage, or I run away, or I elope with somebody. That's not nice, and better stand up for yourself. Now, rather than feeling guilty or feeling that I have become reason for the failure, because parents would still get upset. Now when somebody is getting divorced, won't they feel pain? Yes. So better give them pain first then. Why are you spoiling life of two families? Spending money, wasting money, and then after 6 months or a year or two you say, oh no, it's not working. Well, it was supposed never to work in the beginning then. Right? See, lack of tolerance, patience, lack of giving, lack of sharing, too much anger, too many desires. This is the formula which youngsters have in their mind, and with this formula, when they go into a marriage, whether of their choice or of their parents' choice, it isn't going to work. No, it will not work. If it works, I'm very happy. Good wishes to them. Again, this is how they want to believe and they want to say, because as per the scriptures, they say, once you are married to a person, it is going to be for your next 7 lives. Right? But what is the guarantee that it would be like that? And 2, Maybe this is the seventh life. See, I am very pragmatic. I would like to, I am not going to accept anything just because this was said 20,000 years ago. I am going to see what is the position now. Right? I don't see that somebody should suffer ever, in marriage or without marriage. No, no, no. Nobody should suffer. But if suffering is there, one should work to remove the suffering. But if, say, the reason of suffering is marriage, then this means it's already something wrong has been done. So that should be corrected. So in my opinion, if that is how it works and gives you peace and gives you chance to live a better life, gives you chance to become a better human being, go ahead and do it. I'm sorry to say this, but I am not going to endorse this by saying that you will never get divorced if you are married in a Hindu way. No, no, no. Marriage is not something which should have existed because the Pandit has said that now you are married. Marriage should always have been when two people are dedicated to one another and wish to live with one another and share their life, pains and happiness together. That should be the marriage, right?